the Albuquerque Police Department, I would like to welcome everyone to the graduation ceremony of the 127th Cadet class and Prisoner Transport class. Will the 127th, thank you. Would everyone please stand and remain standing until after the invocation. Mr. Gabe Martinez will be singing our national anthem, and the Albuquerque Police Department's Honor Guard will be presenting the colors.
Class, left, left. Color guard, halt. Left, boots. Present, arm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched
Thank you, Honor Guard and Mr. Martinez. Everyone, please remove your hats.
Remove covers.
Chaplain Barbara Teigmeyer will now give the invocation.
Join as you will in the spirit of prayer. God, we are thankful on this day to celebrate the graduation of the 127th Albuquerque Police Department Cadet class. We come together to recognize the accomplishments of these women and men who have worked so hard over many months to complete their education and training for their law enforcement careers. Their enthusiasm, courage, intelligence, and commitment will serve them well as they serve our community. I pray a blessing on your families and friends as they support you in your profession. Give them peace as you serve each and every day. Lord, I ask for courage for these graduates to face and conquer their fears. I ask for strength of spirit as they work together each day. Hold them up in dedication to their job, to serve our community well, and to keep it safe. Give these officers concern and compassion for those they serve. Be near them when they are called to duty, and give them strength to shoulder the responsibilities of their tasks at hand. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Everyone, please be seated. Today is a very proud and exciting day for these dedicated men and women who have earned the right, honor, and privilege of graduating from one of the finest police academies in the country. Our recruiting and backgrounds unit processed and interviewed hundreds of applicants for this class. On December 19, 2022, 38 men and women began their cadet class. After 6 months of hard work and dedication, 29 will graduate today. Also graduating today are 2 officers from our prisoner transport class, which began on February 13, 2023. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests. Mayor of the City of Albuquerque, Mayor Tim Keller. United States Attorney Alex U. Baez. New Mexico Department of Public Safety Cabinet Secretary Jason Bowie. New Mexico State Police Chief Tim Johnson. Bernalillo County Sheriff John Allen. City Councilor Renee Grout. City Councilor Tammy Feeblecorn. City Councilor Brooke Bassan. And for the Albuquerque Police Department, Operations Bureau, Michael Smathers. Deputy Chief of Field Services Bureau, Josh Brown. Deputy Chief of Investigative Bureau, Cecily Barker. Major of Police Reform, Zach Cottrell. Thank you to all officers and command staff in attendance today. If all law enforcement retirees would please take a stand. For that, thank you for your service. The basic training staff dedicates hundreds of hours towards cadet training each and every class. I proudly introduce the Albuquerque Police Department Basic Training Section. Seated down to my left, Lieutenant Jen Chacon. While not here, Sergeant Steve Martinez, in a vacant spot, Officer Tillery DiCenzo, Officer Lisa Neal, Officer Shane Treadway, Officer Kelsey Lukenhoff, Officer J.D. Jacoby, and Officer Alex Mayfield. I would also like to acknowledge the department's wellness coordinator, J.D. Mays, the firearms staff instructors, Kathy Garduno and Dave Bartram, the Academy's Advanced Training Unit, the APD Citizens Police Academy, and all of the Academy's administrative staff without whom this process would not be possible. To the classes, the basic training staff has successfully delivered your first phase of training. It is now time to transition into your second phase of training with your field training officers. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the Mayor of Albuquerque, Tim Keller.
Thank you, and good afternoon. First and foremost, to the cadets, congratulations. We are very excited to have you we're at our department and helping keep our city safe. And before I begin my formal remarks, I do also just want to acknowledge our Deputy Chief mentioned them by name, but let's give a round of applause to the Academy staff who puts this on and does such a great job. Now, for our cadets, this is a big moment. 29 cadets are graduating today, including 5 who started out in our PSA program. And we're grateful for each and every one of you. And we know that your commitment is both personal, but it's also part of a family commitment, and it's part of a community's commitment to you. It's something that I know also comes with many challenges. We know these are some tough times in Albuquerque with respect to public safety. But we also know that a big way in which we can deal with that is by supporting our officers each and every day and by supporting our academy. And we depend on people like you to step up for Albuquerque in our time of need. Now, I also want to remind you that there's a whole lot behind the badge that you're getting today. As that badge is pinned on you, there is, of course, the person behind that badge, your own life experiences that you've been through, everything that you bring to the job. Mostly positive, sometimes some challenges you've had to work through, either in the academy or challenges that will arise that are going to really test the mettle of who you are behind that badge. But you're ready. Behind that badge is the training that you've had. It's the instructors that you've had. It's the PTO officers that are going to be assigned to you out in the field. It's all of the department who is there to make sure that you can be successful and to make sure that you can help Albuquerque. Now, behind that badge is also, of course, a select few. For some of you, maybe for others of you, it's a whole village of friends and of family who encourage you to take up this role, or maybe who stood with you when you weren't sure if you should stick with it in the academy. And those folks are still going to be there. Some of them might be here with you today. Some of them you might call upon later when you have those doubts, those tough days, when you come home and you wonder, hey, is this really the right thing? Know that they're there for you too. There is a whole lot behind that badge. And also behind that badge is a drastically transformed department. You're entering an APD that is an extremely different department than it was just 5 years ago. And that is a good thing. Tomorrow we are announcing formally that we are 92% compliant with our CASA reform efforts. This is a great thing for cadets because you know how to use constitutional force. There's clarity of purpose, clarity of action, and there's certainty in your chain of command about what you should do, when, and where. That's a great thing for you. That's part of what's behind the badge. There's also about $68 million of technology behind that badge, whether it's the license plate readers, the gunshot detection systems. All that we do at the Real-Time Crime Center is meant to do 2 things. It is meant to support you, keeping our community safe, but it's also meant to keep you safe. And both of those are in a much better place than they were even just a year ago. And lastly, I do want you to know that you have a city behind that badge. We've been through some tough times in Albuquerque, but in the recent years, we've stood up for our law enforcement. We've continued our commitment to invest in everything that you need to help keep us safe. And you also have an administration and a city council that is squarely behind supporting our officers. And so I believe that you are going to be very successful on the streets in Albuquerque. I know that you're in good hands. And I also know that coming in behind you, no doubt because of some of these changes, there's a lot of reinforcements. We've got about 44 cadets already signed up for the next class, so reinforcements are also on the way. So with that, I want to thank you so much for your dedication to the city, for your dedication to the profession of law enforcement and to the Albuquerque Police Department. And I want to say again, thank you personally on my behalf for your commitment to keeping our families safe. With that, God bless each and every one of you as you continue the next step in your journey, and God bless Albuquerque. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It is now my privilege to introduce the Chief of Police, Harold Medina.
I just want to thank everybody for being here today. And before we get started, a lot of our success is based off of partnerships and being able to work with others. And we have some great partners up here today. But in 2020, as I sat in a real-time crime center day after day, monitoring all the protests against police, many of the times there was one person there. And from the beginning of my return to APD, the New Mexico State Police has been a great partner of ours. They've been the person that we reached out to the most. I'm thankful that our new sheriff is up here and things are drastically changing with the Sheriff's Department. But I just want to wish congratulations and well-being to Chief Tim Johnson and everything that he did for the Albuquerque Police Department in supporting us over the past 5.5 years. So thank you, Tim, for your friendship and everything. Like the mayor stated, we are a new police department. We're drastically different. 3 years, just a little short of 3 years ago when I took over as interim chief of the police department, we were on the verge of receivership. That meant the Department of Justice was going to take over certain aspects of the police department. We now hit 92% full compliance, and we're hoping that in the fall we'll meet the requirements necessary for us to go into an observation period. And that is the first big step in us being able to manage our own department, which is important. I think that we've learned a lot, and we've changed the culture. And the cadets you see up here today are reflective of the newest, most advanced training that any department gets within the state of New Mexico in terms of constitutional policing and making sure that we're treating the public with dignity, respect, but at the same time, fighting crime. We've made a lot of changes that has assisted us. As Mayor Keller stated, I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank City Council for passing it in the new budget. We were able to give a big raise to our cadets coming in. Almost 33 to 38% raise for cadets and patrolmen second class, and these cadets here will soon be benefiting from the patrolman second class raise. And we have a big group of officers coming in the next academy class. I think we have 44 seated that I was notified, and we just had a lateral class with 11 traditional laterals and 4 more that are going towards the PTU. So we know that we're doing a much better job recruiting. But at the end of the day, it was 27 years and 51 weeks ago that I walked through the doors of the Albuquerque Police Academy and joined the ranks. And I could tell you, a week short of 28 years, I still love this job each and every day. And I hope that each one of you up here can find that love for this community, this profession. And remember that the glass is always half full, not half empty, because too many times you will see things during the course of your career that sometimes may jade your view of society and things. So remember, the glass is half full. Stay positive. This is a great place, and we have taken this department to a new level, and we'll continue to move the department forward. For the families out there, what to expect? You will soon have a police officer in your family. Be supportive. Recognize that there's times when they want to come home and they want to talk to you. Sometimes they just need you to listen to what they went through for the course of the day, and sometimes they don't always need advice. Sometimes just that conversation and being able to vent goes further than anything else. The hours are long. They never end. The overtime, we have tons of overtime, but make sure that your new officer takes time off and remembers that there is still a family at home. I will be hitting my 25th marriage anniversary this year, and one of the things my wife consistently has to remind me of is it's time to put the phone away and stop being chief and start being husband and dad. And they've had to remind me over the past 28 years of that. So please make sure that you're there to be that reminder that there is life outside of law enforcement, and that there is a life and a family that got you here, and there should be a life and a family for you when you leave this at the end of your career. I want to thank the Academy staff for everything they've done to prepare our cadets to go on this road of a career in law enforcement. Everybody who's been involved in their training, from the specialized units all the way through the instructors at the range who have prepared them to have a great career. But most of all, cadets, I leave you with one last thing that I want you to remember is, remember the happiness that you experience today as you're taking this oath and as you're becoming Albuquerque police officers. Too many times I see careers cut short because of poor decisions and people not thinking of consequences. We're in a new age. We're in a new time. Everything we do is videotaped and monitored. If not by ourselves, by somebody else. Remember to respect that badge, and there's a reason why a family member is pinning that badge on today instead of a chief as in the past. It's because if you let anybody down, you're letting down your family who pinned that badge on you and carry that pride with them each and every day. So with that, I think they're all ready to get badges and get sworn in, so we will move forward, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Chief Medina. While many cadets excel through the academy, it is tradition that specific awards are presented to deserving cadets. The cadets are selected based on outstanding achievement, knowledge, and excellence. The cadets receiving these awards were also recognized by Kaufman's West, the Albuquerque Police Officers Association, and Caswell Investigations. I would like to thank those organizations for their continued support of law enforcement. Presenting the award for the most physically fit, Mr. J.D. Mays.
Good afternoon. As we all know, physical fitness, health, and well-being are important components of any job, but in police work, they play an even bigger role. Health and wellness in this line of work is highly correlated with improved job performance, decreased risk of injury, stress management, and the prevention of chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Over the last 6 months, the 127th cadet class got to learn about the benefits of exercise in a very up-close and personal way. Throughout the academy, they did many grueling exercise sessions that consisted of lots of running, strength training, and of course, they literally did thousands of push-ups. Before handing out the award to our most physically fit cadet, I'd like to share a little bit about his journey to receiving this award. Cadet Jonathan Tapia was actually a member of the previous cadet class, but didn't make it through due to the inability of that time to pass the firearms qualifications. Oftentimes, when cadets don't make it through the entirety of training, we do not see them come back through a second time. But that was not the case with Cadet Tapia. After his experience in the previous academy, Cadet Tapia decided to come right back into the next class and go through all the rigors of cadet life over again. With an excellent example of maturity, resilience, and positive attitude, he showed up on day one of this academy in better shape than he was in during the previous class. Throughout all of the fitness testing in the last 6 months, Cadet Tapia's scores for dynamic strength, flexibility, sprint speed, and cardiorespiratory endurance were consistently the highest in the class. Please join me in congratulating Cadet Tapia.
Next, we have the award for Top Gun. During the academy training, each cadet shoots thousands of rounds of ammunition. The training consists of shooting from different positions, shooting behind barricades, shooting at night, and shooting under high-stress situations. To test and measure their firearms proficiency, each cadet must pass the New Mexico Department of Public Safety day and low light firearms qualifications. The top cadet was determined based on top average score from firearms qualification courses that are conducted throughout their training. Keep in mind, this is the first academy class that we had the red dot attached to our handguns. I am proud to announce that the winner of the Top Gun Award for Class 127 is Cadet Dominic Romero. I would also like to thank the APOA for donating a Smith & Wesson Shield handgun. Sorry for the interruption, sorry. I would also like to thank the APOA for donating a Smith & Wesson Shield handgun to Cadet Romero. Thank you. And now the award for community engagement. Cadet Class 127 partnered with the community, hosting a fundraiser to help a fellow cadet. Community members continued in the efforts while the cadets illustrated teamwork and support for their classmate. The award for the best community project goes to the entire cadet class. Thank you for your hard work to help a classmate in need. And finally, the award for Top Cadet. This award is earned by having the highest overall average in the following categories: academics, firearms, physical training, uniform inspections, and emergency vehicle operations performance. This prestigious award recognizes a cadet with the qualities of discipline, attention to detail, and a commitment to learning during their time at the Academy. I am honored to recognize the top cadet for Class 127 as Jonathan Tapia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start by saying congratulations to all my classmates who are sitting behind me, for the individuals who are now going to be Albuquerque police officers. Words cannot describe how truly proud I am of each and every one of you. It was not easy. These past 6 months felt like the longest yet shortest 6 months of my life. While being in the academy, it felt like time stood still a few times. The days grew longer, and the nights grew shorter, with caffeine being our best friend. There were some days that seemed like it would never end and others that flew by. There were cadets that forgot things and ones that showed up late. They know who they are. And in these moments, we had to come together as a team. The instructors taught us many lessons, such as being able to communicate and work together. We were not just individuals anymore. We had to be accountable for each other's actions. These lessons were not only portrayed in the academy, but it was also an important attribute to have in life and on the field as an officer. There were moments in the academy that I won't forget, like when a cadet brought a watermelon to the academy, or a cadet that dispatched over a live channel in the area command while in the training facility, or one that would get sick when we went on a run. I also will never hear the word forward the same ever again. And let's not forget the song My Heart Will Go On by Titanic. That is another one. The reason I bring this up is because memories like these is what we will remember for the rest of our lives and can look back and laugh about. Tears were shed, but mostly from the OC spray. Many nights of sore muscles, especially after getting tased, which was not my proudest moment, nor my most favorite. Through each day that passed in the academy, we evolved into better individuals. Throughout each day, we became more confident, strong, and capable individuals. Throughout each day, we became more confident. This academy calloused our mind and made us more mentally and physically tough for the life and career we're about to endure. Each of the instructors taught us valuable life lessons that we will carry with us through our career. We will give 110% to everything. 110% to everything that we do, and we will not lose our minds when things get tough or overwhelming. This job is not easy, which is why a lot of people don't do it. Each one of my classmates is more than capable of being an amazing police officer, and I can't wait to see what everyone does with their career and in life. Let us not forget the most important part of what makes us who we are, and that is family. Without family, we would not be where we are today. I want to thank my family for always believing in me and always being there for me when I was not able to be there for myself. You helped me mold me into the person who I am today, and I thank God every day for you and the many blessings in my life. I want to thank my grandpa and my dad for not only showing me what it means to stay true to your word, but also how to work hard for what you want in life. I hope that one day I could be a strong man like you and are able to be a role model to those around me. To my mom and sister, thank you for always being there for me and giving me unconditional love that can never be replaced. I also want to thank my Forever 82 for believing in me and being there for me through the good and the bad times. You taught me how to love and be loved and be the person that I can rely on. Lastly, I want to thank the Academy staff, DC Lowe, Commander McDermott, Lieutenant Chacon, Sergeant Martinez, Officer Treadway, Officer DeCenzo, Officer Neal, Officer Lukenhoff, Officer Jacoby, and Officer Mayfield. Thank you for giving your time and effort to making us who we are today, not just as an individual, but as a team, a family, and now Albuquerque police officers. I will take everything you've taught me and be the best I can be. We, Class 127, will honor those that sacrifice their life for us and will make this community a better place, one step at a time. We will respect their sacrifice. In closing, I want to read a quote from retired Lieutenant Colonel of the United States Army, David Grossman, that I believe pertains to us as police officers. If you have no capacity for violence, then you are a healthy, productive citizen, a sheep. If you have the capacity for violence and no empathy for your fellow citizen, then you have defined an aggressive sociopath, a wolf. But what if you have the capacity for violence and a deep love for your fellow citizen? What do you have then? A sheepdog, a warrior, someone who is walking the hero's path, someone who can walk into the heart of darkness, into the universal human phobia, and walk out unscathed. Just remember, we as Albuquerque police officers are the sheepdog. Thank you.
A video has been prepared to highlight the accomplishments and the experiences of the 127th Cadet class. Please turn your attention to the screen. First, I want to thank Thomas Williams, the APD Media Coordinator, for the creation of this highlight video.
And now, the moment that the cadets have worked so hard to achieve. Chief Medina, as the commander of the APD Academy, I hereby certify that every cadet in this class has received all the training mandated by the Albuquerque Police Department and the state of New Mexico. Would you please assist me with pinning of the badges?
Cadets, when your name is called, please take your designated position for the pinning of your badge. Once your badge is pinned, please proceed through the line to my right and return to your seat.
Row one, post.
For those pinning badges, you will accept your cadet's badge from Chief Medina. Proceed to your cadet, and I will let you know when to pin the badge. Photographs will be taken by our staff, but feel free to take your own. There will also be an opportunity and a photo area located outside the auditorium for pictures to be taken with family and friends after the ceremony.
Left, face, forward, march.
First, Dominique Acosta, and pinning her badge will be Officers Art and Arthur Acosta. Brian Carrillo, and pinning his badge will be Alma Carrillo and Juan Amparan. Christian Cordova, and pinning his badge will be Regina and Gamaliel Cordova. Manuel De Leon, and pinning his badge will be Elda De Leon. Nicholas Crawford Dickerson, and pinning his badge will be Nikki and Jason Dickerson. You guys started early. Please pin your cadets.
Left, face. Take seats. Row two, post. Right, face. Forward, march.
Jose Gomez, and pinning his badge will be Leticia Gomez. Silviano Gonzalez, and pinning his badge will be APD Officer Tillery DiCenzo. Carlos Gundino, and pinning his badge will be Abriela Gudino and Maura Flores. Diego Herrera Parra, and pinning his badge will be Olga Parra and Jorge Herrera. Kenneth Hounshell, and pinning his badge will be Fernando Torres. Congratulations.
Right, face. Forward, march. Left face. Take seats. Row 3. Post. Left face. Forward, march.
Samantha Lente, and pinning her badge will be Merlin Casillas Lente. Caden Lovato, and pinning his badge will be APD Sergeant Corey Church. George Martinez, and pinning his badge will be Norma Salas and Martin Martinez. Christina Mata, and pinning her badge will be Gabriela Navarrete and Oswaldo Mata. Francisco Medrano, and pinning his badge will be Rich Garcia. Congratulations.
Right, face. Forward, march. Face. Take seat. Row 4. Post. Right, face. Forward, march.
Abraham Munoz, and pinning his badge will be Maria Flores. Isaiah Ortiz Ipino, and pinning his badge will be Melody and Jessica Ortiz Ipino. Ramiro Reyes Miramontes, and pinning his badge will be Blanca Garcia. Abigail Rodriguez, and pinning her badge will be Ariande and Luis Rodriguez. Dominic Romero, and pinning his badge will be Officer Robert Lowe. Congratulations.
Right, face, forward, march. Face. Take seats. Row 5. Post. Left. Face. Forward. March.
Yeah, these are I got it. I got it. Martin Ruiz, and pinning his badge will be Julio Ruiz. Nathan Salido, and pinning his badge will be Maggie Salido. Dominic Sharp, and pinning his badge will be Marcus Sharp. Jacob Smith, and pinning his badge will be Officer Michael Smith. Elise Talamante, and pinning her badge will be Denise and Victor Talamante. Congratulations.
Right, face, forward, march. Forward, march.
Jonathan Tapia, and pinning his badge will be Ricky and Richard Tapia. Costin Trujillo, and pinning his badge will be Angelique Lucero. Shane Turner, and pinning his badge will be Bronson and Kelly Turner. And Dylan Urban, and pinning his badge will be Miranda Urban and APD Officer Victor Barella. Congratulations. And now for the Prisoner Transport Unit officers.
PTU, up. Left, face. Forward, march.
Micah Brown, and pinning his badge is Faith Estrada. Anthony Waker, and pinning his badge will be Amy Bach. Congratulations.
Right, face. Forward, march. Left, face. Take a seat.
The Chief of Police, Harold Medina, will now administer the oath of office.
Class, attention.
Would you raise your right hand? I state your name. Do hereby solemnly swear. To support the Constitution of the United States. And the state of New Mexico. To enforce the ordinances of the city of Albuquerque. To obey all executive orders. And administrative instructions of the Albuquerque Police Department. And to perform all other duties. Of an Albuquerque police officer. To the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations and welcome to APD.
You guys held it in for a really long time. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. And now Commander McDermott for one last thing before we really go on to celebrate. Thank you.
To the families of these new officers, we know the toll that it takes having a family member attending a police academy. Your sacrifices have not gone unnoticed, and for that we thank you, and we also welcome you to the family. 6 months ago, you gave us your moms and dads, your sons, your daughters, your friends, and your neighbors. Today, we proudly give you the newest members of the Albuquerque Police Department. Please join me in giving them one more round of applause. Officer Jacoby, retire the guidon and dismiss your class.
Guide on. Close. Cadet Class 127, command to fall out. You'll report to your respective area commands for your next phase of training. Fall out!
Respect the sacrifice!